Welcome anyone that is tuning in to this wonderful onomatopoeia Community Cup match between White Tiger and Exodus. We're gonna get into the action shortly. I'll just introduce myself real quick. I'm Man of Class. I'll be casting alone tonight. I'll also be doing the camera work, so anything that goes a little bit out of whack, don't worry about it. I got it covered. Hoping to get these teams on their way soon. Right now, Ilios is queued up, which is why you're seeing this lovely background here. Which is Ilios. And I hope everything will just be, easy from here on. So, yeah, definitely hoping this match gets in the way soon. It's been a while since I've done a solo cast. I mean, it's one of the most fun thing to do, but you will notice that I'll get out of breath every now and then, and there will be like a couple of silences because let me breathe sometimes. Let me just find my thoughts sometimes. That's just how it goes. When you have that lovely co-caster, you don't have that issue. You just hand it off. They talk for a bit, then you talk for a bit. You can scream for a bit, then they can scream for a bit. I won't be able to do that this time, but I'll still try to keep it entertaining, obviously. And what we're here for is these two teams. White Tiger, Exodus, for the Onomatopoeia Community Cup. That's what, again, it's just about Overwatch. And as long as it's about Overwatch, I really don't mind. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if these teams can get it underway. I'm not entirely sure whether I have a delay on at the moment, to be honest. It's all been a bit rushed, but it's all cool. Yeah, should be good. Yeah. So for now, about these two teams, because that's what Again, it's about the teams. It's about that. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about these two teams actually facing off against each other. White Tiger and Exodus. Well, if you look at the standings currently, there aren't really any because we're starting a new season, etc. So right now, yeah, we should, in all honesty, just know where they are. I haven't actually checked the standings, so I'm gonna do that right now. It's gonna be a bit scuffed, but we're gonna get into the game. So I'm hoping it'll get good, and then I don't have to talk about the teams because I just get to view and observe that way. Yeah. Ah, we are live. That is nice to see. Yeah, I just had to check. I got a stream key, so it's not lovely on my own channel, so it's not as easy to check. But we are live, and we have this lovely backdrop, just showing a little bit of that Ilios. A lot of different points in Ilios. I really like Ilios as a map because it gives a little bit more of that pizzazz, to everything. And I just hope to see these teams start playing. But it's just gonna take a while. I don't know what they're waiting for. We're already. Yeah. Alright. Guess we're starting. I did not expect to get lobby lead. You know what? You know what, guys? You'll get chat. You'll get to see some chat. We're gonna be starting here on Lighthouse. You won't see it just yet because I just let this thing play out for a little bit. So yeah, you won't actually get bothered by anything. Apparently I'm doing everything today, so lovely. Here we go. This is Lighthouse. You're gonna see once again White Tigers versus Team Exodus. White Tigers are gonna be in the blue, and Team Exodus gonna be in the red. Starting out on Ilios once again. And this is where we are, as you can see. So straight away, we can see both of these teams Starting out on this standard 3-3 composition, nothing new, nothing we haven't seen before. And Ilios Well is definitely, Ilios Lighthouse is definitely a map where that is not uncommon. You will sometimes see a team go for something more like a fire composition with, with more DPS, because there's different angles you can shoot into that point, and there is quite an open space to fight in general, but not this time around. So we'll see both teams coming out on this 3-3. Nothing fancy. Team Exodus is going to be starting out going through the high ground. They're obviously expecting maybe something more DPSy to come in, so they want to have that dominant positioning. Not the same coming out here from White Tiger. So interesting to see if that's going to pay out. White Tiger is going to posture position on the point first, and I really hope that they won't be able to give that away. So White Tiger, they're going to smack into each other, and it's actually Boinkers is going to be taking out Titanium MKM straight away. The Sham follows up with 2 on Hio and Karma, and this fight is going to be over pretty quickly. Yeah, very nicely done. They just recognized the right cooldowns, and we're straight away into the fight win and the point capture here for Team Exodus. Team Exodus looking really good right now. Boinker's already charged up very much towards that Shatter, but Titanium MKM not really that far behind. So this could be a Shatter War on the next one. The real difference maker is going to be that Transcendence and that Rally that are going to be up for Team Exodus. They're like the difference makers you're really looking at when it comes to it. Nice Shatter comes out here for Boinkers. Boinkers is immediately laying it down on the ground. There's nothing you can do against that. That's just going to completely end that fight. They're going to actually stagger out Goulion here. And you're not going to be happy about that with your Baby Diva. They don't quite manage to get the counter charge on it. That's what you often see. The Rhino will just get behind the Diva and charge her back into everything. Won't actually kill her with that charge. And the stagger just goes on and on and on and on. So I really hope that that's not going to be something that's going to carry through here. I gotta obviously be looking if Tiny MK can do the exact same thing. Now they have the Shatter up, and they're gonna have to put that down somehow. But so much pressure being pushed out. It's actually gonna be the grab here from the side of Exodus, and Team Exodus just completely dominating the White Tigers here right now. Just complete mastery of their ult economy, just rotating out one ult at a time and not really needing anything else. They just use their combo, but they'll have the Shatter back, and if Boinkers can hit another one, there's nothing really they can do on the other side of White Tiger. So yeah, they don't have any support ultimates left. They really need to somehow get on the point, and they'll have like about 15-16 seconds to do so right now. Booker's posturing for another one of those Earth Shatters, is already behind the team. Can now see the clear backline, slows all of them down on the ground, very nicely recognized. And it's honestly just a shame that Titanium MK just doesn't get that back. They do manage to somehow get on the point. It's actually Goulion that manages to get there, but they don't necessarily have the numbers and the resources to really sustain a fight like this. Hio will have the Transcendence, so that could very well work in their favor. But meanwhile, Two-Step is getting so close to Graviton that Self-Destruct does get anywhere, and Hio's Transcendence is forced out by that. So we're actually going to be seeing a nice defense come out here. And yeah, the point isn't flipped just yet, but it needs to be flipped. Otherwise, White Tiger is going to give up this round. All the ultimates coming out now. Two-Step is going to be very close here on that Graviton. No defensive ultimate left. That should be the clear up. Every hero is being cleaned up. Boinkers does go down, so does Dario, but it's not going to be enough, I feel like. Although, that being said, that Shatter from Titanium KM could actually just push everything back into their favor. They still have the Reiner, still have the Brigitte there, so they have some healing, they have some damage, but they need to be getting these kills, need to keep getting these kills, and neither team is really doing that right now. As I say that, obviously, Team Exodus gets that first kill in Titanium KM, Boinkers is back. There are 4 on the point, 4 versus 3, more healing, more damage, more sustain on the side of Exodus, but it's just no cleanup coming in from either team. No one really deciding this fight in their favor, and this is as scrappy gets. This is really the nature of what GOATS is all about. You see this point. I'm just going to continue to show you this point because this is so beautiful. You see constantly all these teammates running around each other, using these defensive cooldowns, using the offensive cooldowns, using everything they have, and they're not able to clear out this point. And it's insane to see this. Titanium KM back on the wrecking ball, and finally the overtime ticks down, and that's going to be the final one. The final tick that got it over the edge. And that's only stage 1. Potentially quite a few stages here, guys. Stage 1 of map 1. And we're just gonna do them all. We're gonna do 4 maps. Potentially we're gonna do 5, if they get to a 2-2. This could be very exciting. White Tiger, though, they have a little bit of a uphill battle here. I mean, we see them now still being on this competition. They're obviously going to go over to the 3-3, at least it looks like it. They might go with something like a dive composition, but it's actually on the other side we see the interesting things happen potentially. We still have a Wrecking Ball, still have a Winston up. They could go for this full dive goes, as we call it, with the Ana and the Sombra. So while their healing is not amazing, they still have a lot of sustain because they just have 3 mobile and big bodies on the ground. On the other side, they'll go for a slightly more traditional Winston goats, so they'll only have the Winston, not the Wrecking Ball as well. Which means they'll have slightly more damage output from the Zarya. But the question is whether Zarya will get enough weapon charge with all this, well, sort of different type of damage coming in. They do smack in. Boinkers is going for this backline push, trying to split up the enemy team. White Tiger once again taking early position on the point, but they still haven't capped it yet. The first kill is yet to fall, but it's actually going to be White Tiger taking over the point first, and that's really what they need to do. White Tiger takes it over, Boinkers goes down, and it looks like they're going to have a firm grasp of this point to start with. It's going to be the DJ Sam out of the mech, Jirio going low and also being finished off. So this is going to be a very nice first fight win here. But that being said, Two Step already has that EMP up. They're now going to switch over to almost a full regular goats. They'll keep the Sombra obviously, and they'll keep the Ana because the ultimates are already up. But there's a very big difference in execution here now, as opposed to that dive goats. They don't want to run into the same thing once again. They really didn't want to deal with the brigades to a large degree. And now they're going to have that EMP to really do a lot of work with. So we're going to go into Steps POV in order to actually see that happening. I was a little bit too late, sorry about that. But it's going to be a huge EMP. Actually gets so many hacks. The only one not hacked was Hio. He throws out the Transcendence as a result. And it's going to be Boinkers going down. Meanwhile, Garito, wow, that name, is going to go down. There's a self-destruct. Point progress is going to start happening here, but they need to actually flip it before they can start accruing percentage here. Titanium KM throwing out that primal, maybe wanting to get some kills, but definitely going for the stall here. And they still haven't cleared out enough members here of White Tiger in order to actually get control of the point. They haven't lost any, but they still haven't killed more than they needed to. So we're going to go back to Boinkers, see what he is up to. There's more hacks coming out consistently. Two Step just charging up another EMP. There's finally the point flip for Team Exodus. And now they're going to be able to try and hold this on to this point. And that's going to be easier with the composition they have. The problem, though, they had to use some of their support ultimates. And with that grab coming in from Karma soon, that's going to be hard. And with Dirio going down, that could be very detrimental. There's a grab, doesn't get eaten, gets all the value it's going to need. Calario already goes down, that's Boinkers. And it should be a quick cleanup and a quick flip back from White Tiger. Yeah, Two Step doesn't get out of that alive. I like what they're doing here right now. Both of these teams showing distinct styles, not just going for the straight mirror like they did on the last map. And what you're going to be able to see now is the other side. So what likely could be very good, there are just 2 combos that are likely to happen. It's an EP Shatter or an EP Self-Destruct. You could also use all 3 of them, but it's a little bit overkill. They already get the natural kill on Titanium KM, though, so that's a very nice thing to do. And now they can actually just start walking in, get the EMP out, hack everything up. They don't even need anything else. I mean, they use the self-destruct, but I don't think they needed it. And now they're just going to be in control of the point. They cannot lose it again, though. If they lose the point again, they're going to be immediately in overtime, and they're going to have a very hard time coming back into this one. So what are we looking for? Obviously, we're looking for another nice shatter from Boinkers. Has been doing a lot. I don't think he's missed a shatter yet. Maybe before when he was a runner on this map, but he's been doing very well. And other than that, I mean, the Transcendence of Hio, if he doesn't get shattered, that could be a very big one. But meanwhile, yeah, Koleara also has the Transcendence. Dirio has the rally. They have enough sustain here on Exodus that they could be able to hold on to this. And if this fight goes long, this could be a last fight. Shatter doesn't get anything. I think it actually gets Hio on the ground, but not being able to get any follow-up onto that one. So there is a Transcendence from Hio. will actually be able to negate a lot of damage here. And two-step is so far away from the grab that it really doesn't, it's not going to matter. But meanwhile, they're just smacking in everything, everywhere they want, and it's going to be very hard for them to hold on to this. There's the point flip for White Tiger. This is going to corral them off that point. It's going to be so hard for them to come back into it. It's actually going to be Boinkers going down here, and that is not what you want to see. Both self-destructs, and it's Ghoulion finding two. After finding Boinkers, also finds DJ Sam, and there's a sound barrier for Exodus, maybe a little bit more sustained. They actually get Ghoulion out of mech, but they need to start chaining some more kills together. That goes for both teams, though, because this is by no means one for the defense. And White Tiger, caught up in a graph, will actually not, no one will die. It's actually Jirio going down. There's the sound barrier. That will get them extra sustain. And this should really enable the cleanup for them, because there's no one close to any ults on the side of Team Exodus. And it looks like they're actually going to go up 1-1 in this first control map. So we got a series on our hands, guys. When it goes one-on-one control, you know, these teams are definitely matched. Welcome everyone to Lighthouse. Lighthouse, it is the point on Ilios that can go either way. It literally can go any way you want, because it will all depend on how these teams choose to play it. A lot of teams will have to go, have chosen to go on these DPS Pharah or Orisa compositions, and even throwing out from Roadhog. Both these teams, though, want to start out on this Winston Goats composition, which is not uncommon. It's not something you'd see, but almost always you will see someone come out here on something of an Orisa composition to just try and counter it with, and yeah, I'm surprised I don't see either of these teams doing it. It's been a tried and true tested thing. And yeah, you're just going to see White Tiger once again taking this high ground position, just trying to corral it that way. They do go on the objective first, but meanwhile, Team X is going all the way around, trying to maybe get to that Zenyatta in the backline, but it's Hio just rotating very nicely. Titanium getting so much cleave damage here. They take down Eureka first, just out of sheer burst. There's the sudden damage coming in on him. Boinkers is soon to follow, and it's going to be White Tigers taking first control of the point. You will have to think. DJ Sam out of that point. They do get a consolation kill onto Titanium KM, but he'll be back by the time Team Exodus gets another attack, so no worries there. That's the first cap, and you can already see that ult charge onto Titanium and KM. That's a really big deal. So let's actually highlight a little bit of a player. Let's look what Two Steps doing. Two Steps been playing a pretty decent Zarya. Did a lot of work on that Sombra in the last map, but unfortunately wasn't able to get enough value out of the hacks most of the time. The EMPs were good. The hacks just weren't that on point. So probably composition they haven't played too much yet, but has been a solid Zarya. You see that? Immediately gets that 40 charge, nice bubble, and now we'll have it ready for the actual engage, because this is all a poke phase. Nothing's happening just yet, so it'll actually be two-step, taking a very nice angle. Once again, they're doing this rotation within the building. Nobody's take too much damage, and DJ Sam and Boinker is actually going to be able to take down Hio. DJ Sam will get demeched as a result, but missing that Zenyatta is going to be huge if Two Step is being able to build that grab up in time. And they're going to actually have so much chaos in here. It's going to be Titanium KM getting in there. We'll have the Primal Rage. They're going to have to be a little bit careful at those Wells Edge, but they just melt him down out of there. Now the grab is ready. Are they going to be able to grab? They are. The trance is not just there yet, and they're just gonna actually, ooh, they cancel out Shy's sound barrier. That's a big deal. Hio didn't choose to use the Transcendence even though he was there. Yes, Two Step goes down, but they already got the value out of that grab. Hio goes down again. The point's been flipped. Titanium KM almost falling into the pit, but has that jump readily available, so it's only gonna be Dirio and the supports on the on the team for Team Exodus, but they're not having a lot of trouble. Boinkers comes back, will have that Primal Rage nowhere near ready, but doesn't really need it with all his supports there. They're just going to clean up and have firm control at this point. Nicely done by Team Exodus. They are once again a little bit behind in ult percentage, so in point percentage, but not that much, and the ult percentage is actually in their favor right now. They'll have the Transcendence, they have the Rally, they have the Self-Destruct on the other side. Yes, they have the Grav and the Transcendence, and maybe the Rally, but they really don't have a nice engagement tool. I mean, you can sometimes use a Rally as such, maybe a Grav if you want to do it right, but it's going to be much harder to do when you're trying to actually attack. So we're going to look at what Karma's going to do with that Grav once Karma gets it, because it's a little bit away. It's not there just yet, but it will be. not too long ago. It's already at 83, 84%. A little bit of charge in those bubbles, and then the grab will be charging fairly quickly. Colario actually took a lot of damage, so they're already throwing out their Transcendence. There's a nice self-destruct, almost takes down Karma. Are they going to be able to follow up on the damage? No, they're not. Karma under a lot of pressure, has that Graviton ready, and now there's no Transcendence for the side of Team Exodus. Actually gets booped off the map. The Graviton doesn't really get much because of the misplacement of that boop. Nicely done from Boinkers. There's a self-destruct from White Tigers. Actually gets Boinkers out of that Primal Rage, just killing him. And now it's going to be GJ Sam. Gonna have to do a lot of work here. Going on to Goulion. Is not thrown into the pit. Is actually being a lot of work being done from Titanium, KM, and Shy. Throwing people into that pit. Just killing people altogether. And GJ Sam's going to be demeched. Is going to die here. But they're going to get the point all the way up to that 99 percentile before the point's going to be flipped. Going to be 98, but it's basically the same. Won't really matter that much. And now it's all going to be up to Eureka. Using that Sound Barrier in a nice manner. It's going to be very important. As we saw before, Shy got stunned out of his, or actually killed before it could land. So that Sound Barrier can get cancelled, and you need to be really careful when you use it. On the plus side, though, there's not that any offensive ultimates ready for the defense. White Tiger is going to be caught up in that grab. Nicely placed from two-step, and they don't even need the sustain here. Lucio can just walk through everything. They get the kill from the self-destruct. It's just Hio on that point. We'll try to get something done with that Transcendence, but they're completely ready for anything. Eureka will actually get taken down. Not actually after the Sound Barrier was used, so it doesn't really matter that much. It's only going to be Gary Tokniks on the point there. Will be cleaned up, and that's the last percentile. Will be the map going over here to Exodus, and that is very nicely done for them. Exodus taking the first map, not convincingly though. That was a very much a struggle for them to get that done, and you'll see this play of the game here from Dirio. I just want to show this because it's obviously a lot of fun. Seeing all that nice WM1 action from her Brig, but in all seriousness, you do still see the subtleties come out here, and let me go back to Ilios here, because then I can actually talk to you guys. Meanwhile, we have to get back to the lobby, because I have to also tell them what's gonna happen. We're gonna have a substitute. Dirio, he's just saw get a play of the game. He's gonna be subbed out for Jade. And now we're gonna see the next map. And obviously, I mean, it's gonna be a fun map. At least I hope it is. But it's Overwatch, so I'm pretty sure every map is gonna be fun when you look at it that way. So meanwhile, we're trying to just settle on which map we're gonna go to. It's a little bit of a shame, but we'll be fine. We're gonna be going over to Paris, which I do not have a nice picture for. I'm sorry about that. But nonetheless, we still are gonna go to Paris, so that's how you really want it. And yeah, we're gonna see the same thing going on. No side switching going on, so we're just gonna be going into that. And White Tiger is a map down, so they really need to start winning some maps here, obviously. So it's gonna be Team Exodus up a map. I need to actually update the scores for you guys, so you can see that score for Team 1. Yes, properties 1. Okay, so I think we're ready to get into that game and show you guys everything that's gonna go on. So obviously we're going to Paris here. Paris, lovely map. I'm really happy that Paris is in this map pool and not being banned. I guess a few other tournaments, one of which has map bans and map saves or map picks, and that usually means that Paris is always going to be banned out, which is a bit of a shame, but it's also logical. A lot of Heroes are going to be assembled. We're going to go to Paris. What's been happening a lot on Paris is that we've been seeing these bunker defenses, which is exactly what's going to come out. Interestingly, though, we're going to see Garito CNX come out with Hio on that pharmacy. And yeah, so we're gonna go over to this pharmacy with the Bastion defense, the Orisa next to it, etc. That's all we really need. And meanwhile, we're just gonna see in the attack a triple tank dive setup. I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna look at the attack yet because they are not coming out yet, so I doubt they'll run without anything. But this Bastion setup is gonna be a big deal. Like this, it's always hard to break. A lot of teams are having trouble dealing with this, and I'm curious to see what's gonna actually happen here because it's been a map that's been run a few times, and even in Overwatch League, they have been running these type of setups. And after the scouting, it's gonna be boinkers, you know, running out on this Winston, and they're just gonna try and get out there, you know, get through it. Very, very classic setup is this Genji, Ana, and Mercy DPS. Because then they can use the EMP Nano Blade to just clean everything up. That's usually how that goes. That's the way you break this. And the only thing they're going to do is try and get their Sombra through the door, get their Genji through the door, and just do poke damage. But the main issue they're going to run into is that they're just going to be feeding so much damage over. So by the time they finally get this Nano Blade, they're not going to be able to actually do anything with it because all the ultimates are going to be up for the defense. So even though, yes, you have an EMP Nano Blade, if the defense positions properly, they don't need to deal with those ultimates. So you saw Boinkers just jumping in, DSM just jumping in, and just go down. There's nothing they can do about it. There's hardly any spam that can get done. And meanwhile, on the defense, you already see that Bastion ult up. You already see the Baptiste ult almost up. And those are the ones that are just going to scare you all game long. Because it's going to be Baptiste ult, Bastion does double damage. It's going to be Bastion ult, Bastion does one-shot squishies. And it's going to continuously keep cycling those two ultimates. So unless they get a massive EMP out that deals with the defensive setup, there's not much they can do. They just jump in now. Yes, the Immortality Field is down. Will they get some kills? They get Karma out of that Bastion. You know, just get the life out of him. And now we actually see Boinkers going all the way up to that Baptiste, get the kill on it. And now it's up to Hio. Will Hio be able to get the res off? Will not be able to do so just yet. They actually managed to break the defense without using any ultimates besides the Primal Rage. And that is a big deal, because now they'll have all these ultimates almost ready, especially that EMP, just to run onto B. And the main question now is, do you switch something off? Or do you just want to run with this potential Nano Blade EMP combo? Because on the defense now, they'll still have all those ultimates up. And if they don't switch anything off, you're still going to have to run into those. So when it comes to that, I really want to see what Jade's doing right now. Because Jade is the one that's going to need to be doing that EMP setup. He's going to be need to be the one to deal with that Bastion. And just make sure that they're not ready with their Mortality Field to counter an EMP. So we just see this Sombra 1v1 coming out now, and does actually get booped off the map. Nicely done from Garito. And now they're going to have to try and attack 5v6, which on Paris is not something you want to do. It's a map that's really favored for the defensive response advantage, even more so than a lot of other assault maps. Just because the distance you get from the points to the attacker spawn, it is so long. I mean, I can show you over there. That's where the spawn is. That's where the point is. They're about equally as far. Like, I'm almost in the middle over here, and that's a long way there. It seems a lot longer than at least quite a bit longer than other points. And now Jade has really got to get this EMP out. But I don't think they know where the Bastion is right now. The Bastion is just mobile. It's set up. They do manage to get the hack off, and this is where the Blades needs to come in. Gets all the slices out. Actually gets quite a few kills here on two-step. I'm sorry about the shitty camera work. That's just how it goes. But we do see we see Goulian being the last one to be demech. Karma's trying to get back, but will not be able to even get the ultimate out. Will get killed before even transforming. Another on Hio. The Genji is just going to try and clean up. Gets another kill. We just be able to dash to the next target. It's going to be Garito back on the Doomfist. Actually gets the kill onto Coliaro. That's a huge pick. That's not the one they wanted to lose here. So Garito really pulling back here on that Doomfist. Coming back in, doing a lot of work. He's now going to try and get back to the fight, get healed up a little bit, but they really need to keep getting the kills from the attack, otherwise they will not be able to get that point back. Two-step finishes off Garito before he can get the healing. That's nice done. They really needed to get that one. Meanwhile, Boinkers goes down, so they need to keep getting the kills. They really need to kill this Winston really quickly, otherwise they won't be able to cap this point at all on this attack. And meanwhile, the defender just keeps streaming in. Do keep in mind, The defender's respawn timer is going up and up. The longer these attackers are up in numbers on the point, just slices through the first, slices through another one, and not only it's going to be only the Moira on the point will not be able to stay alive for long enough. This should be the point completion, but once again, it's Titanium just coming back in. They do manage to kill him off quick in time, and that's going to be the first run complete. But that really took quite a while here for Team Exodus to clean that one up, and that's all to do with those respawns coming back in. They lost too many people along the way, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's also a really good thing, you know, done here for the side of White Tiger, but it's still something that's going to be very hard to deal with sometimes. And yeah, now we're going to see White Tiger go for the attack. There's my attack graphics. Look how beautiful that is. And this health pack, a lot of people don't even know this health pack's here, but this is behind the point. Look at that beautiful health pack. And I could go for more like lovely scenes around Paris. I mean, it's a lovely map. We have the Eiffel Tower, a few balloons coming out. But what I really want to see is this bunker defense, understanding how the bunker defense works. Because the main thing that didn't happen is there wasn't a real potential to do anything from a distance. So the entire defense was clumped up aside from the pharmacy, and then they jump in, they immediately hit everything that is set up behind that Orisa. What you usually will see, you'll see the D.Va be a little bit further back, try to boo people away as they come in, or do at least something to like be out of range for EMPs or something like that. And we didn't really see that happen from the defense. So now it's really curious to see if the similar defense is come out here for Team Exodus, because it doesn't look like they want to use the Bastion. Instead, they're going to use the Widowmaker, and they're going to use the Sombra, so the double hit scan setup. And it's a very different approach than we saw coming out from the other side. There's no Bastion, but that also means there's not a lot of static defense that the attackers can just jump on. Meanwhile, from the attack, we will see Titanium come out on this Wrecking Ball. We'll probably swap over to a Winston once we get there. But the main thing is going to be, are they going to switch anything off once they see this composition come out? Because they're on almost the exact same composition that Team Exodus was on, but they're walking into a slightly different lineup. Jade will be able to do damage from far more accurately from a far more further distance, and Titanium just gets melted down here by two-step. So really needs to be able to do something more than just put down a bubble and walk around. They're gonna try and walk around them because they know there's no Bastion. And two-step getting so close, actually gets taken out by Garito by that nice slash. There's a dash coming through, and now they're on the point. And Titanium is doing so much work here with that Winston. This is able to put them all into that round. Koliara is going down. There's going to be Titanium and Karma falling on the attacker side. So are they going to have the numbers now? They do have a spawn advantage, but their members went down late. Boinker is going to be taken out. DJ Sam going to be booped off the map. So it looks like this is going to be the first point take here in a fairly similar fashion time-wise as it was from Team Exodus, but interesting to see that both of these defenses are not able to hold as strongly as we often see. This nano coming out from Hio onto Goulian could spell maybe a switch from the attackers to go into something else, some other composition form, because I don't really think that was necessary, but nonetheless, they do have they don't really have a strong ultimate advantage because the defenders did do a lot of damage. They'll have an EMP ahead of Karma. They'll have the sound barrier. They'll have a self-destruct. They have a lot of zoning and disabling potential. So now it's going to be really interesting to see what two-step does with the EMP. You see him already in the middle. Hacks up 5. It's only going to be Karma not being in there, but it doesn't really matter if Karma throws out the EMP because DJ Sam had already thrown out the self-destruct. So he gets a huge 3K. That will be the attack fight over, and that's their first push. Remember, it was actually the first push that got it here for Team Exodus. Yes, it took them a while in that first push because it took a long time. But the first proper push after, I think, two-step was thrown up the map on the first go, got them the point. So while they're still over 2 minutes ahead of the time bank of Team Exodus, they do need to actually start working with that time bank. They'll have a blade, they'll have a sound barrier almost, and they have 2 tank ultimates. But I don't know if that will be enough against this dive goat setup here for Team Exodus while they also have a sound barrier. You can see I'm expected to stop talking at certain points. No problem. There's the at least the blade. Titanium already gets that kill onto Coloriaro, but there's a lovely sound barrier. It blocks out most of the damage. Boinkers is also getting very low, gets taken out. There's the sound barrier from Shy. They will be able to sustain here on this point. They haven't lost anyone on the attacker side yet. White Tiger doing a very good job here, but there they lose two. They lose Garito. They lose Shy. So that's a lot of healing and damage gone here. And Titanium also gone. They really needed to keep chaining these skills. And yes, they're getting some here and there, but they lost way too much. So this attack is going to be stopped here, and I'm really curious to see if they're going to change anything up. Because that Genji is a pick you will often, like once the ultimate's not there, there's not really any use in running that Genji when you run against this Dive Goats composition on the defense. So I'm hoping Garito maybe, but Garito just seems to be wanting to keep running this. I'm fine with that. They might have a very good plan for it. They do have the Nano on Hio after all, so they might want to go for another Nano Blade. Karma almost has that EMP, and those dash presets can be very good to just clean up fights, go from target to target to target to target. But Boinkers, meanwhile, going very aggressive, using that Primal Rage, will be able to just smack the enemy team around and around. A very nice zoning out. But there's the self-destruct. And the EMP just a boot. They just get one. They get three from DJ Sam, though. And that's just a complete turnaround. I mean, you thought the EMP comes in. Self-destruct comes in. It's going to be White Tiger staking it. But no, it's just going to be DJ Sam throwing out that zoning self-destruct. They wanted to follow up on the EMP, but they couldn't because they were all dead. Excuse me while I take a little bit of a drink of water there. As you know, solo casting, or as you maybe not know, solo casting is quite a big deal. They're gonna go over to the Reinhardt here on Boinkers, because obviously they've seen that Titanium is also on the Reinhardt. So they always want to match that up, Reinhardt to Reinhardt, and I really like that. I mean, that's just something I'm really aware of. Gonna be following Titanium here in that POV. They're gonna go head to head, smack it out, and that's been where Team X is looking a bit stronger. That straight goats v goats matchup, and you just see it coming out straight away. Just Boinkers smacking into Titanium, getting that kill together with Jade, and now they're just gonna go up for the cleanup, just chasing them out of here. Just get out of here, guys. The White Tigers not welcome on Paris 2nd. They haven't even capped a tick yet. That's also very impressive, because the way that first fight for them went, they actually got some numbers out there, and yeah, weren't able to cap some percentage. So that's a little bit of a shame. They will still have to cap all 3 ticks, but they do start getting some tools to maybe do so. That being said, the defense is a little bit stronger in their war chest. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot. So you know what that usually means. Usually that means you have to do a drive push. You have to start trying to drag these ultimates out of the defense in order to actually get your own offense going and get your ultimate economy into a favorable position. Because while that enemy team has ultimates, it's going to be so hard to decisively win a fight and then stall, cancel out stall. And there's Boinkers. Nice shatter, nice self-destruct. That's the third 3k from DJ Sam. Let's get that through your head, guys. The third 3k. He hasn't missed more than 3 targets. No, he hasn't missed 3 targets or more ever in this second point defense. It's been such good self-destructs, and I'm really curious to see what's gonna happen next, because obviously they have to do something here. They have to somehow be able to get into this position that we're in. And you just see Titanium going in, scouting around, smacking around. But they do have some ultimates here. They has to grab them from 2-step, and that's gonna lock most of them up here. It's gonna be Titanium being taken for a ride. The Boinkers and Titanium in that corner having their own Reinhardt battle. Meanwhile, some other ultimates are gonna start coming out, but it's Boinkers throwing out this air shatter first. They get the follow-up. DJSM gets knocked up, but it doesn't matter because the charge is there from Boinkers. Boinkers just going mad here. Has been doing so much work. Him and DJ Sam have definitely been holding up this defense very strongly. So, White Tigers, what do they got to do? I mean, they do now finally have almost all their ultimates up. They just use a sound barrier, but the rally will come online during that next fight if it goes a little bit long. But what I'm really worried about is that they're just going to be stunned up and get caught out by not a DJ Sam self-destruct, because it's there already. They do have their Graviton, which there's no counter for besides Eureka's sound barrier. But they have to grab them in a right position. They have to get it to this point, force them into a place where they can have a lot of follow-up. And they'll get the first stick for free. That's already pretty big, because that means that cannot be stalled out anymore. There's a self-destruct, there's the combo, but there's a sound barrier, there's the bubble, the counter charge, and it's just going to be Garito actually going down. Titanium following suit. And yes, Heo has that Transcendence, but what will it do? Because DJ Sam just gets another kill. Mind you, that's the first self-destruct he doesn't get a 3k with, guys. That's insane. 20 seconds left. You do see Goulian here still. Maybe wanted to try and stall the point, actually get to the point. But I don't think anyone else is going to be able to do it. They're going to have to get out there somehow. Shy is trying to get them there with that speed boost. But 10 seconds. There's so much stall potential. The counter shot is huge. But is there follow-up? Goulian can't do the follow-up because they have to get to the point to touch it. And it's just going to be Goulian. Charged away. Shy just trying to bounce around. But they're just going to clean everything up here. There's Karma. Only has a self bubble. Has no self-destruct. Going to be taken down as well. This is going to be clean up here from Team Exodus. And they're going to take Paris and take it to a 2-0 in the series, guys. Team Exodus showing up strong here. And here you see DJ Sam. This is one of the 3k self-destructs he got. I think this is the last one. Got a quintuple kill in that fight. 3 with the self-destruct. I mean, you can almost not get any more perfect than that aside from getting a 6k. And that is just something you don't see an awful lot. So, very happy to see it come out. Once again, I'm just going to be struggling a little bit to see like what map we're going to go to. So while we're waiting for the next map to come out, which is going to be Hollywood, actually, apparently, let me throw Hollywood onto the screen for you guys, because that's a lovely map. I need to add my mic to that scene. Oh, that's it. I'm sorry. It's all been a bit messy, but it is what it is, guys. Can't really change that one. So yeah. There we go. This is going to be Hollywood next for you guys. Let me throw that on there. And I'm going to get into it. So Hollywood, it's been a very interesting map of late. Main thing about Hollywood right now is that there aren't any strats you can really not run. It has a lot to do with, do you run, what does the enemy team run? So it mostly is the defense decides what they're going to run, and then the other side has to pick what are they going to attack that defense with. So whether it's a 3-3, you could do a lot. But the main thing about it is that, when they set up a bunker defense or when they set up a 3-3 defense, you can both attack those with DPS compositions. When they do something completely different again, you need to be able to do something with it. Teams are apparently not entirely aware of where this is being streamed, but it is there. So I will do things for them. I'll give them that link. I'm very curious to see what they're going to be doing here. I hope they're ready soon, because we can't get into Hollywood yet. I'm curious whether either of these teams will throw out that bunker defense again, because it's a good strat, but they have had some trouble actually pulling that defense off. Both these teams have, and they've run some unorthodox choices with that. So yeah, as you can see, lovely Hollywood map. Which is where we're going to be going, and yeah, I'll leave that running for a little bit so you won't have to see my scuffed camera work. But so like I said, I'm curious to see where these teams will be able to pull off something like a bunker defense more successfully than we're on Paris. I think the main thing about it is that the route of approach to the bunker is a little bit different here in Hollywood. So the main thing you have to really watch out for is to not just get stuck into Cafe. You have to obviously get to Cafe at some point, because that's usually where the bunker holds up, but it's going to be a lot harder for them to do so while they're not actually on point there. So yeah, in about 30 seconds, you're gonna see the attack and the defense come out. Defense is already running out here, and it's not gonna be a bunker defense. They're gonna set up here with a regular 3-3, so using the Zenyatta once again, and that's gonna be White Tiger on defense first, as you saw on the last map. That's gonna be the exact same thing once again, and yeah, here you can see it for yourself. It's just gonna be the 3-3 set up here for the White Tiger. On the other side, they're not sure where they're going to run yet. I mean, every single time they'll pick something like this, they'll look what does the other team have, and they just run something to mirror that. I have seen a lot of very strong defenses with this Ghost composition, but the main way they've done that is by setting up on this high ground where Goulion is alone now. They call it Juice, which is a very nice name for it, but yeah, it can be very problematic in the way that you approach it. So because you can just drop down on your enemy team, which is also a Goat's composition, and just split them up and do a lot of damage on them, that's a very nice defensive position to take. But they're not abusing this high ground, so that means that they're just going to have to do the straight Goats v Goats matchup without any positional advantage aside from being on the defense. Garito does take Jade down straight away, so that's a nice pick. Titanium gets charged into the wall, though. Losing that Reinhardt and that Brigitte on the defense is going to be so much bigger here for the side of White Tiger. So Team Exodus just running forward here, get Goulion out of the... Actually, they get DJ Sam out of the mech, but it doesn't really matter. DJ Sam going to be able to take that 1v1, that Baby Diva 1v1 and win it, throwing that fist into Goulion's face, and that's going to be the point captured here for Team Exodus. Very nicely done. Very quick capture as well. Only took about a minute to get there. And they're just going to keep walking through these streets, getting more and more kills as they go along. And it's still going to be another 3 staggered kills. It's interesting that they don't keep running forward. I think they thought there were going to be maybe some more from the out of the ult spawn, but they were already out through the other exit. It's actually going to be Karma. Still maybe catch it out here. And they're going to get the charge of the Shy. Will not be able to get a kill because of the nice bubble here from Karma. So Karma's going to get you. Oh, he's going to get that bubble. Karma's got Shy's back there. But high ground will be taken from Goulion, and he's recognizing that's a good position. Goulion will not keep using it. But there's already a grab from Two-Step. It's a very nice one. They don't get the shatter follow-up, but they don't need to because they already got the kill on Shy. They get a kill on Titanium. There's a nice self-destruct, which will not kill any kills, but it's still zoned out a little bit. But now it's going to be... Are they going to be able to hold on to anything? Because the card is still pushing for free. This fight's essentially already taken place at the second checkpoint. And that is not where you want to fight if you're the defenders. You want to try and stall out as much as possible. There's another DJ Sam self-destruct. Will not claim any life this time. The zone out a little bit, but there's no follow-up after that. The zoning didn't really do much. And Boinkers is actually the first one that will fall. There's the Graviton. There's no shielding, just the Transcendence. So they'll be able to demag DJ Sam. And now they're going to be able to keep walking forward here on the defense. Finally getting a little bit of a hold on this map, because so far it's all been Team Exodus, but White Tiger finally seemed to get a little bit of a grip on their defense. And not just that, they don't just get their first defensive fight win, they also get a lot of ultimates in the bank here. So if you look here, Garito has a rally, Shy will have the sound barrier, Goulion has that self-destruct, Neo has a Transcendence, Titanium has a shatter. They're about even in graph charge, so really they're not in any disadvantaged position whatsoever. It's all coming up the defense now, but they need to still rotate these ultimates intelligently and not waste any of them in order to have this defense hold on for a little bit longer. And there's the fight. There's the rally going in. There's the Brigitte just going forward, just smacking around. Still a bit conversive. There's a nice shatter from Boinkers, but a nice counter shatter from Titanium. The charge skill comes out of Eureka, so no Lucio sound barrier for this fight. And it's going to be a lot of ultimate juice for the defense, but it looks like they are going to be able to hold out. As I say that, though, there's a Graviton. There's another sound barrier. There's the counter Graviton getting Coliaro. And it looks like, once again, the defense is finally going to be able to stabilize here. Because it's just the Diva, Zarya, and Lucio. But they are taking out DJ Sam. They're going to be taking out Jade if Jade doesn't get out. Jade does get out safely. But they get a little bit of the stagger kill DJ Sam. There's another defensive hold. But they had to use a lot for that. They had to use everything they had. And they were still building up. So nothing in the bank for them now. The closest they are is a self-destruct, and that's only on 56%. On the other side, they will have that sound barrier, which is a very nice sustain tool, but Eureka needs to get it off, and needs to not get stunned or killed before you use it. You know, that means you just lose it. Gonna see Boinkers just running out here. Coliaro being taken down shy, but Boinkers being taken out by Cartino. And it does look like the defense is gonna just stabilize once again. Because if you take out that Brigade and that Reinhardt, that frontline pressure is all of a sudden almost gone. No shields, no stuns, no nothing. And it's just the defense holding on. And they needed that time. Because now they were at 56%. That was the closest they were before that fight started. And now they have 5 ultimates basically ready for the next fight start. The attackers, Boinker's getting close to Shatter. They will have 2 support ultimates, but that's likely not going to be enough for this one fight. So they might have to go for another dry one, not use anything, and try to get as much out of the defense as possible, because otherwise they're not going to be able to do anything on this attack. You see them trying to rotate. They're trying to do something different here, going all the way around them, forcing them to play in this little bit of a different position on the defense. And they're just turning the tables. They're playing from this other perspective, which is, this is what they're supposed to be doing in the other half, guys. This is not what you're supposed to do right now. Doesn't really matter. Boruc's just going to hold up the shields. They're trying to weasel the card away from them. Basically trying to make the attackers defend the card, which is a very different approach. And there is Titanium and Boinkers both throwing the shatters out. Titanium once again going low, and it's been Titanium falling early in this fight. Not necessarily, but it's in the Reinhardt's falling early in this fight. There goes Cartino, there goes Karma, and it looks like it's finally going to be coming up on the side of Team Exodus. They're finally going to be able to get this card moving a little bit further. And now the main question is there going to be another defense here for the White Tigers? Because they might have some space to do it with. They have some resources to do it with. But do they want to risk it? That's the main question. Because if you take the fight here, which they can, then you're not going to be able to hold close when they cap second point. They do want to come out here, but they don't defend in time. That's the risk that comes out here. So the second checkpoint is already captured, which means the spawn advantage is there for the attackers now. They do take down Shy with a remake from DJ Sam. Titanium also falling. Goulion gets a consolation kill to Jade, but they really need to start running for the hills because they don't have anything to work with right now, and that was just a very nice... It was a little bit of a mistiming, unfortunately. It was just unfortunate, because the White Tigers had a very nice plan of recontesting that at the last second, but they could have been a little bit faster on it, and they just slightly mistimed it, meaning that they already had capped the second point on the side of Team Exodus before that contest could come in. 1 minute 30. Card is just moving through the doors. So the last point, this is where it's all going to come down to. They both have a lot of ultimates online, these teams. So whose grab is going to be better? Whose share is going to be better? I know Boinkers is looking for one, and I'm curious to see when it comes out. There it goes. It's a 180 shatter, but they're caught up in this graph, and the graph will not claim anything. The self-destruct will not claim anything, but it's going to be the defense just running into the attackers, trying to get some value. But there's a shatter from Titanium. Throws half of the team on the ground. There's a kill on Jade. And now they need to start getting some more. Because, yes, they got that numbers advantage, but you need to transfer that into more kills. Boinkers is soon to follow. And now it will look like they finally are able to put up another defense. They've been holding them very good in streets. Now they're going to try to hold them in the studio here. And that's going to be a hard one to attack here. It's actually Jade going for a little bit of an aggro play. Will not get any value out of that, but also won't die. It's Eureka going down late, in fact. And yes, Boinkers has another shatter, but so does Titanium almost. And the grab is going to be up for both teams. But the Transcendence on Hio is going to be the big difference maker. If Hio gets the Transcendence off, that should be able to sustain this last fight. Because that's where we are, guys. 20 seconds left. This is going to be the last fight of this first attack. And there's a Transcendence. Karma doesn't have a bubble to save himself from that self-destruct. DJ Sam once again. DJ Sam to the rescue. Gets a double kill with that one. And now he just needs to lose this fight. Go into the overtime. And then stop them before they reach that last point. Because you cannot defend that with only 1 or 2 people left. They'll have the Graviton, they'll have a Shatter, they'll have a Self-Destruct, so they'll have the tools to defend this with, and they'll have the time to set it up. So it's going to be a little bit close, but not as close as the last one. Shy doesn't get taken down, had the nice defense coming in here. Karma almost at their grab. This is going to have to be a big one in order to have that defense up. And Karma's being shattered, just like the rest of like the half of their team. There's the Graviton ready. It's going to be thrown, not going to be thrown out. There it is. Everyone is caught up in that grab, and no one's even able to get killed from that because there's another self-destruct. Doesn't get any value. There's actually the Transcendence from Coliaro that manages to get a lot done here. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold this. It doesn't look like it. It's going to be Goulion getting Team Max, and with the skin of their teeth in overtime, it looks like Team Exodus will be able to complete the map. But that was an overtime finish, and on Hollywood, that can mean a lot of things. So not exactly sure what that's going to mean for the eventual outcome of this map. I mean, that's obviously what we're still going to have to wait for. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen here. because we're switching sides now. White Tiger's gonna have to go into their own attack, and as we've just seen, the attack can have a lot of momentum going into second and then be completely stalled out. And a map like this has a lot to do with momentum. The composition of goats has a lot to do with momentum. And I'm curious to see whether there's going to be a different type of defense coming out here from Team Exodus. Because they still could go for something more DPS-like, more bunker-like. They could still go 4-3-3, maybe set up somewhere else. Like I said, I've seen a lot of teams doing very well with this juice hold, dropping down from the high ground, using the Diva boop and the Lucio boops to displace a few people, and it's been so successful for them that I'm really interested to see if that's going to be paying off for any of these teams. Maybe Team Exodus will actually go for that, because they are running out of this 3-3 composition, and they set up on this high ground here that could be very strong for them. Meanwhile, on the attack, of course, they haven't really picked a composition yet. I mean, they are looking to go with a 3-3, but they could go for something different, and we've seen DPS compositions be relatively successful on this first point. But I think Gouleon's is going to scout out, see what's going to happen. We'll walk out with the Sombra, is there going to be a certain switch or something different happening here? And then they can switch based on that. Could also be that they're actually going to be running the Sombra throughout the map, because that is definitely a valid strategy. We will see actually aggressive positioning here from Team Exodus. Get a lot of damage out of Titanium already. And Titanium is going to be, biting his head, shaking his head a little bit for that, because they know they have the 3-3 now. Gouleon is going to confirm that in a little bit. And are they going to switch anything based on that? It doesn't look like it. Maybe Gouleon's just staying on the Sombra, actually. This is very interesting. Gouleon's going to be running around on that. As put the beacon behind it, we'll be able to translocate out. And they're just trying to put some pressure here on that front line, doing a double-pronged attack, and that Sombra can get in position so easily. Boinker Shield's already down. They're going to be able to smack into that Reinhardt. Jade out of position, getting taken out. Nicely done here from White Tigers, and it looks like it's going to be a very convincing take for them as well, because Gouleon is just ramping up that damage on that Sombra. Yes, they go a little bit low, but they'll be able to sustain through everything. The Zenyatta going down, the Zarya going down. There's Boinkers finally falling, and with that killing Eureka, that should be the first one captured for White Tiger. Very nicely done. Gouleon being a very big thorn in the side of Team Exodus. So Team Exodus didn't really know how to deal with that Sombra. And that could be something that very well turns this series back around a little bit. Because we've seen Exodus win the last map relatively convincingly. First map was a little bit closer, but Gouleon's Sombra play could be a very big difference maker. That being said, though, you cannot really afford to get these first picks out. The Team Exodus doing very nicely, going for a very aggressive defense. They're pushing them all the way back into spawn, but Gouleon already has this EMP, so if they're able to set that EMP up correctly, they could very well just go for that play right now and just get a nice kill out of that. They could even use the EMP and the Graph together. Just stick them up and do anything about that. Oh, the nice counter shatter comes in. They get the kill on Titanium, and Boinkers gets the kill on Shy, gets the kill on Carito. What is Boinkers doing? This Reinhardt play has been so impressive from Boinkers, and I really don't know how that happened. I mean, I know how it happened. Titanium tried to walk in and just got shattered because he tried to follow up on the Graviton. And yes, they will now have an EMP without any defensive ult being ready. And they use the EMP to defend against that Graviton. Just turn the fight around on them. Boinker's going down first, and they're going to have to chase them down quickly now, because Eureka is not hacked up anymore. We'll be able to speed his team away, but Jade will follow. And now they can start cleaning up these kills. Titanium is going very hard, trying to follow them here. And it's actually going to be... No one's actually going to fall anymore. I thought they were going to get DJ Sam maybe because he was also hacked up, but it wasn't meant to be. So now the attackers, they're not going to hold that far forward. So what we saw Team Exodus do, they held very far forward, tried to take the fight as far forward as possible so the cart could just keep rolling for free. But that's not going to happen. Team Exodus is just going to meet them on the cart, essentially. And now there's going to be ultimates ready for them. Another nice self-destruct from DJ Sam. Will not claim any kills this time, but... Meanwhile, Gouleon is doing so much work in the backline, which means that the entire backline just moves forward with the front line from Team Exodus. He's going to walk forward, take down Garito, take down Titanium, and this is not boding well here for the side of White Tiger. They already lost the momentum that they maybe didn't even have to begin with, so... Yeah, they need to start getting that payload rolling again. They need to get their mojo back, and they don't have the ultimate to do it with. They're in a similar position that Team Exodus was. Yes, they have an EMP, so they could just deny the ult economy value from Exodus by hacking everyone. But Eureka is being very smart. Eureka is hiding up on this building. And when Eureka's up on that building, you know that it's trying to counter the EMP. So when the EMP comes out, Eureka will just drop down, use that sound barrier, and just deny any follow-up value. And they don't even need it for this fight, because there was nothing being done here by the attackers. It's going to be the Graviton used by Two-Step, and maybe the rally from I think the rally from Jade, but they just take them out. They just push back the offense, and with 2.5 minutes left, they're going to have to make a little bit of tempo. Obviously, they complete the map in overtime if they want to, because then they'll just be tied, and they go for another 2 rounds, but they don't need to. They could very well just go for this attack here. So Two-Step gonna be trying to walk out here. Will get a lot of damage, but won't get taken out. There is the EMP. The sound barrier cannot get out because Eureka was not hiding out this time. Will actually get taken out inside of the Grav. And meanwhile, they're trying to get the kill onto Boinkers, who's hiding behind on this big health pack. Actually gets a charge on the Titanium. Will be taken out. That's the cleanup. That's them finally there. And they're going to be able to maybe cap this second point straight away. But there could be a last-second contest here for Team Exodus. And then the main question is, are they going to be in time? Because we saw that miss time come out from White Tiger. And it doesn't look like they want to go for it. Yes, they do. Two-Step and DJ Sam going for it. But they do the same thing. They don't manage to touch the card in time. So Jade's going to be caught out. They're going to charge in here. They're going to be going so aggressively. Boinker's trying to get out. Garito does get traded out here. But Boinkers and Eureka both going to fall. This is going to be a very aggressive last point push here. And they have some time in the bank. 2 minutes 45. If they push it all the way in one go, they might not even give Exodus the chance for another attack. So that could mean Hollywood could potentially still go to the side of White Tiger. And that means we could go to a map 4 without the series being decided yet. And that is what I like to see. So a lot of ultimates being ready on the defense could very well spell the first attacking fight lost here, but Goulion will have an EMP zone. So yes, they don't get the hack out, and they're just gonna run in with this rally. Nice shatter from Boinkers, and it does look like this first defense is gonna be successful. The self-destruct kills to boot it up, but they use 4 ultimates for that defense. And if you use 4 ultimates for that defense, you damn well be sure you're gonna be holding on to that defense for a little bit longer with only those 2 ultimates. Yes, it's your defensive ultimates, so it will not be too phased out, but once again, that EMP can do so much work, and Goulion is melting up to the EMP so quickly. It's already on 94, 5, 6%. You cannot keep up with the EMP charge. That's just a ridiculous number that you're going to be seeing. And meanwhile, we see Titanium now starting to swing into Boinkers. There is the Transcendence just to give them the extra sustain and the fight start. But there's still a Graviton. There's still an EMP. And Eureka is not hacked up. So there's a sound barrier. That's what they wanted to do last time. This time it works out. Titanium falls. And this looks like the defense having a good hold. But the Graviton could change everything. Because there's a lot caught in that. And there's no defensive ultimate to do that. Because the Graviton, they were both already used. They're just going to push back the defenders. And then they're going to have their own sound barrier to boot. So the attackers could very well here complete the map. White Tiger's doing a good job, but they will not be able to deny another attack here from Team Exodus, because with 3 seconds above the minute, they will not be able to stop this in time, and there is another attack guaranteed even if this map is completed. So nice shatter once again from Boinkers. He's been hitting a lot of these mass shatters, but the sound barrier, nice defense. There's the Transcendence. They will not be able to get any follow-up. DJ Sen though throwing out another self-destruct. Will it get the value this time? It will not get any value, but Titanium has gone down. That it does not looking well for White Tiger on this attack right now. They might want to just regroup really quickly in order to go for another good attack, because they'll have still about 30 seconds left by the time that Garito has respawned, and they will be able to go for another attack with a few ultimates in the bank. They'll almost have that EMP. They'll have a rally. They'll have a shatter. So they could very well still close this out, but they need to stop these support ultimates from getting the value that they have. They're not hacked out, but there is a Transcendence. And Titanium, first to fall, not able to use that shatter. Garito also falling. So it was looking so well earlier on in Hollywood, but it looks like the White Tigers are going to be stopped just short of last. And that means it's a 3-0. 3-0 coming in here for Team Exodus. They're going to take that series home, and the last map is just going to be a matter of pride. While I'm fiddling with these overlays a little bit to show you the updated scores, you know, There's still a little bit going down here with the play of the game. Boinkers, well-deserved, had a lot of great shatters. And yes, Titanium is hitting quite a few shatters of himself, but the follow-up from Boinks seems to be a little bit more on point at times. And that is what you really want to see. So we're going to be seeing a little bit more of a few different maps. Obviously, we just saw Hollywood, and I'm really unsure which map we're going to be going to next. Gonna be subbing once again out Eureka. Gonna be swapped out for Dirio. Gonna go to Gibraltar for the last map. I'm obviously gonna be an escort. I'm very well aware of you know where we need to go most of the time. I love Gibraltar. Gibraltar is one of my favorite maps, mostly because it should theoretically really give you this this change in composition. It should really be knowing this. It shouldn't be enforcing this composition that can use the high ground really well. And the 3-3 usually cannot. But 3-3 has still been very dominant throughout the map. Because that's just because the composition is just so good. But I'd like to see either of these teams maybe do something different here. Maybe go for more snipers. Maybe go for something else. Something more divey. Maybe some Orissas and Hogs. It's all possible. Because you really haven't seen that much experimentation come out from either of these teams. And that is really the one... this is really one of those maps where a lot more is possible. Somber play, definitely possible. Sniper play, definitely possible. But depending on what enemy team you run into, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So I'm very much curious to see where they're maybe going to go for maybe something like a Bastion. And then just have snipers with that, because that is almost a Junkertown-esque composition that works very well a lot of the time. But it's always going to be curious to see whether these teams are going to be able to pull that out. So... and whether they want to pull that out, because they haven't really been showing that much willingness to do so lately. And that's why I'm just curious to see whether they're going to be able to do it. Right now, it doesn't really look like the White Tigers are going to be anything. Are going to be set up for anything weird. They're going to run the Winston version of the 3-3. That's because that's a little more prepared for more different styles of compositions. And the Winston can obviously use the high ground really well. So Winston and D.Va can just jump up and down, contesting the cart one by one. Being healed and supported from the high ground by the Zarya, the Zenyatta, even the Lucio and the Brig. So that really helps out well. On top of that, Brigitte is really good at protecting that high ground. When a dive comes in, she can just stun and boot people away from contesting that high ground. And on the attackers from Exodus, we might actually see some snipers come out. Obviously, Exodus on the attack here, using a triple DPS composition. So Genji, Pharah, Sombra, with that Ana, Mercy, and a Wrecking Ball. They're going to put out so much damage straight away into Exodus. You see Step doing so much work on this Pharah already. Just hitting rocket after rocket. Directs, even the splash damage, already up to 60% almost on that ult charge. And that Pharah is going to be very much trouble for, like a lot of trouble here for the defense. Because they're going to try to hide from it while trying to contest the card and trying to contest the other heroes that are coming out. So the Widowmaker, which is not there. Sorry, it's actually going to be the Genji and the Sombra and the Wrecking Ball. And the Pharah is so free. Boinkers does go down here, though. So that's a nice defensive effort here for the side of White Tiger. And they have been showing stronger and stronger as the maps have gone on. So White Tigers really ready for this. It's going to be Dirio going very low, but healed up in time by the Mercy of Eureka. And meanwhile, it's going to be two-step. Still having already has that Rocket Barrage ready, but Hio and Shy both having their offensive ultimates ready is not what you want. Yes, there's a lot of DPS. Yes, you could potentially hack out these support ultimates when Jade gets that EMP, but Jade doesn't have it just yet. They will almost have a Nano Blade. They almost have an EMP. They almost have a Valkyrie. They're very close to that 6 ult bank, but so is the defense aside from Karma and Garito. There's a Primal Rage already coming out, and there is another nice self-destruct effort. Will not get anything. It's not DJ Sam's triple kill anymore. It's actually going to be Goulion barely missing any follow-up from that. But Boinkers is very low. Needs to get healed up before he can do anything really of substance. But he's ready with the mines. They're ready with the EMP. They're ready with anything really. They just need to start pressing those Q buttons. Because so far, it's only been the defense doing so. Very nice EMP coming out. The barrage to follow. Didn't get really any follow-up kills, but they got Hio and Garito out of their lives, really. Shy falling as well. Gullion is out of mech, so the Pharah is a lot freer to put that all the damage she wants. Gullion will fall because of that splash damage, and two-step just cleaning it up with that Pharah. Very nicely done for the attack. Eventually, they got it. And now the question is going to be, is Dirio going to get any value out of this Dragon Blade? Because yes, he has it, but just having a Dragon Blade is not enough. They don't get that kill onto Shy. And you could potentially say, throw the Dragon Blade here. Just go for them. But you know they have both of those support ultimates up. So you cannot go for it until those support ultimates are gone. So what I likely will see them do is just go with it anyways. And just drag out the support ultimates by using that Dragon Blade. Because that's a very... I mean, they will use the support ultimates. It's almost guaranteed they will use one of them to counter Dragon Blade. Meanwhile, Titanium going very low. The Soundberry actually has to save his life here. So the Dragon Blade is a lot freer now. The Hio is also down. They can go for this. They definitely can. Yes, Kuliaro is dead. And I don't think they even need it anymore. Not everyone is dead. So Dirio just gets to hold onto that Dragon Blade, knowing that there's only going to be a Transcendence from Hio there. So now the question is, what are they going to use to force out the the Transcendence? Because the Transcendence is the one tool that they really need to not have to deal with when the Dragon Blade comes out. I don't know if they're waiting for it on a nano boost. Don't know if they're waiting for the minefield. There's a lot they can do to get the Transcendence out. And that's a nice minefield placement. Just getting that out in front of their spawn. And they're just waiting for Dirio to throw out that Dragon Blade because there's still no Transcendence here from Hio that's being used. And they really need to do that and get that out. There it is. Nice EMP. Gets the hack on Hio. Gets the kill on Hio. Dragon Blade gets the follow-up. No ults being used because defense because they're all hacked up. And that is what we wanted to see from the Genji play. I'm glad I stuck around for that one because that was a nice play from Dirio. And that is some Genji play we haven't seen in a while. They get the follow-up kills here. It's now going to be Jade here on the Pharah two-step on the Sombra. I think they switched that around. So... Jade going to be very close here. There has that barrage already, so they can just go for that in their spawn if they want to. Main tool they need to deal with, hack the D.Va. Or deal with the D.Va in some fashion so they can actually get that out and make sure that the barrage actually gets value. Because it got almost eaten entirely last time. Barrage is there. Jade is ready for that damage to come out, but they're not ready. Once again, they need to deal with this D.Va first. And it's going to be Eureka using the Valkyrie going very low. Boinker's falling. Eureka falling as well. So this is the attack finally stumped here. They're not going to be able to keep pushing without their main tank and their main support. So Jade trying to get the safety. Will be able to get healed up by Koliaro. And they're going to have to come back for another try. So now we can talk a little bit about what happened on the defense because they switched up a few picks. They're on this double sniper dive composition now. Double sniper very popular on this map, obviously, because of the long sight lines. And Dirio has another blade ready. They're ready for that nano blade potential, but they need to get these defensive ults out of their way. That Lucio needs to go down. Garito gets taken out by two-step. That's a nice opening. Gullion going very low, but will be able to take the big health back in order to stay safe. Titanium has the primal. Not too worried about that damage. But Gullion out of mech. That's huge. This is time for the barrage. It's there, but it's first going to be the Dragon Blade. They're going to use the Nano Blade even on top of that. There is finally the barrage. We'll take down two. Yes, Karma will get the counter pick, but Karma has to get a lot more in order to get this defense done. And Karma is not getting a lot more. He's in a very nice position. He's under assault by Dirio and will not win that 1v1. Dirio is ready for that follow-up. And Eureka in that Valkyrie has a very nice overview of the battlefield. Another EMP comes out. Winston is antied. Winston is hacked. Yes, he was nano, but will not be able to live. Titanium going down. Then they're just going to try to clean up the point here. It's just Shy stalling it out for a little bit longer. Gullion out of spawn, but will not be able to touch the point. And that's the map completion here from White Tiger. Very nicely done. Because they're looking very good with this new composition they're throwing out. Oh wait, I think I just made a little mistake. Team Exodus, they did the attack, so very nicely done from Team Exodus getting that done. And now it's gonna have to be a White Tiger going on the attack, trying to do potentially something similar. Obviously not 100% necessary. They could just go for anything else really. but, you know, they have the opportunity to go for anything they want. 1 minute 58, though, on the time bank here for Team Exodus, and that's a large time bank. There's a large time bank. Map completed. A lot of pressure now for you if you're White Wolves. You really don't want to go down on a 4-0 map differential. Like, you want at least, for honor, get one back, because that only gives you a -2, whereas a -4, but on a 4 will give you a -4. It's a big difference if you win one map. So they're going to be ready here on the defense as well, coming out with something interesting. So this is something we haven't seen before. It's not new to me on Gibraltar, but it's something that you might not have seen before on this map. It's actually going to be both of these teams. Well, the defending team running the Doomfist Sombra with the Reinhardt Zarya and the Lucio and the Ana. So Sombra Doomfist has been a very practiced, or at least a very known composition. It's something that isn't completely unfamiliar to me. It's been very popular on assault defenses, on some control maps. It's a very Chinese meta currently. They're really running that a lot. Actually, Korea as well. So it's been very effective because of the fact that you can hack a target and then Doomfist can completely maul that target apart. You have two of the same threats. You have Sombra and Doomfist. They can either work together or separately in order to completely disorient your entire backline. And they're holding in this lower space underneath the car wash. They're just in there, holding in there. And I don't know if that's smart. I've seen a team do this before, and then they dug their own grave. But we'll see how it works out for Exodus, because they are in a little bit of a stalemate here now. And it's actually going to be Garito also on the Genji. And we see Karma once again on the Widowmaker. And now it's going to be interesting to see if Karma will get any form of value out of that Widowmaker, because with all these shields, it's going to be hard to get that value. And with the positioning Widowmaker usually takes, the Sombra, the Doomfist from Dario and Jade will be able to get a lot of value just on them. I think it's actually going to be Karma taking a very nice off angle, going to the other side of the car wash. Takes down Jade. Nice shot there from Karma. And two-step not going to be taken down. It was a very close on that headshot on the anti-dated Zarya, but it's still very free. Can do whatever Karma can do whatever they want. Just stand here, shoot at things. They have to be wary of Jade coming back to the fight, which is going to happen soon. And they need to repositioning now. That was just in time. Will not get taken out by that Doomfist, but the Doomfist will chase him down, and Dario gets that pick out. Very nicely done here. They get the kill on Titanium from Eureka, and that will be Dario going even deeper into their spawn. I don't think there will be a lot of value from that one, but very curious to see if there's going to be anything else happening. And like I said, this Doomfist and this Sombra, they both have a lot of CC and disable potential, but they need to get that value out, and so far they are getting it. Jade already with the EMP, hacks up everyone on the attacker side, so White Tiger on so much pressure. They'll take down the mech of Goulion, they'll take the Titanium, and with Hio also down, that will probably prove an end to this attack once again. And 2 minutes down on the clock already. I mean, that's not what you want to see. You wanna start motoring. You want to start getting that payload somewhere. And currently they're not in the position to do so. They will have a lot of ultimates coming up. Karma has now switched over to the Sombra as well. So Titanium has to be big with this Primal. Plus they have the Nano Blade, and there's not that much defense going on. Even there is no sound barrier, and there he goes, just goes in, slicing and dicing. It's the only two ultimates they have to use, and they'll probably just get the kill onto Colearo as well. Yes, they get the sleep on Titanium. Probably wanted to sleep the Genji there, but I don't think that Ana was ever going to live. So nicely done, nice EMP. That didn't need to come out. It was actually the Nano Blade. It was the only thing they used. So they'll have a lot of ultimates still in the bank. And that EMP could just be enough to, on its own, to close down this entire point. Because they have to come in relatively late. Just drop down the EMP from the top. And there it is. Nice follow-up. Zoning from the self-destruct. They're going to try to go for the Ana again. But the sound barrier comes up in time. Eureka, nice one, taking that one out. Boinkers is hacked up, trying to swing around, will be taken out. That Reinhardt being down was a lot of damage block potential gone. Dario trying to jump around, punch around with that Doomfist, hacked up, naded up, and now it's going to be Jade, hacking up Titanium, and they're going to have to try and clean up this fight. And with the EMP coming out, it might actually be a hold through the defense here. They get so much value out of this stall, and after the EMP came out, it kind of seemed that the gas was out of the tank here for White Tiger. They couldn't sustain their attack. Garito and Hio almost do another Nanoblade combo, so that might be able to get them a point. They almost have another EMP. Will that come out? I don't think they need it. They're actually turning this one around. They're finally getting some kills here on the attack, so White Tiger will probably be able to get the point here. But in overtime, they really need to start making some pace if they want to get anywhere near the time bank that Team X's has set for themselves. So they got the ultimates to work with. They're going to run forward and try to get that stall out. Boinker is going very late, and they're going to get that kill onto him as well. So running out of here, going back to the respawn. Dirio is trying to take a little bit of a forward position, but I think they spotted him out already, so they really need to try and push them back into their spawn as much as possible on the attacker side. So yes, Titanium is hacked up, but Jade just has to translocate out because of the danger that Garito is posing. With another Nano Blade, with another EMP, with every ult essentially ready here for the attackers. It could be a very nice 0.2 cap, very quick one at that. There's a primal already from Titanium. Two-step is down, so no grab gonna come in from that Zarya. No kill this time from Dirio. Will not get anything from that Meteor Strike either. Finally gets the kill on Hio, so no Nano Blade coming out this time. And there, the EMP from Jade finishing everything up. No kills from that Ghoulion self-destruct. And it looks like this attack is once again gonna be stifled. So gonna get back to the drawing board. Gonna find another way to use these 4 ultimates that they have, because it is a lot they have in the bank. They can definitely finish out a fight. They just need to worry not to have most of their team caught up by the Graviton. Especially Garito cannot get grabbed up here. He needs to be able to dash around, and there he is, grabbed up. There's the Hammond Slam. There's the Doomfist coming in. A lot of follow-up, but no kills coming out of that. So Dirio going behind them, trying to get maybe some value. There's the Dragon Blade coming out. The EMP following. There's the first kill. But Dirio in the back still getting some value. It's actually going to be Garito getting 2 kills. Not that much, but they got 3 in total. Two-step killing themselves. It's going to actually be... They're going to likely be able to cap 0.2 here. But they are going to have to deal with the stall out from Boinkers a little bit, because he is still there. Going to get hacked up. Not able to slam in. Will be downed. Jade, no EMP to work with. Will just be on the card, trying to stall it out for a little bit, as is two-step, as is Eureka. But this is 0.2 capped, and with 1 minute 54, they're already below the time bank of Team Exodus. So even if they complete it here, they're just gonna have they're gonna have to have a much better second attack and a much better defense in order to still win this map. So this is likely going to take them about 2, maybe 3 fights, depending on where they take place. And with the aggressive nature that Team Exodus is showing right now, it's looking more like 3 fights than 2. And that last fight on that last point with all that spawn advantage could last very long. So an overtime completion, not out of the books, but it is definitely hard to get that one done here with all this pressure coming out from the defense. And they have Karma's EMP. So they should be able to do something with that. They're getting close to another Dragon Blade. Boinkers is already hacked up. There's the EMP. 6-man. Everyone hit. They're just going to be able to clean house here. Somehow Garito dies getting in there, and they get the just enough healing out in time in order to get the follow-up from that EMP dealt with. It's going to be Dirio, empty-nated, will get out of mech here, and they don't get any follow-up from that grab from two-step, and that was a big deal. I mean, you need to get some follow-up out of that grab, so they're just stalling for time here. They're stalling for time well, but they need to get some kills here in order to get a proper defense going, and so far it's just ultimate after ultimate being built up for the attack. Garito going down again, and two-step just harassing that backline. Gets the kill on Hio together with Shy. Somehow, they managed to get into that backline of White Tigers, split them up, and completely tear them apart. This 2-2-2 composition is struggling a lot. There's still 3 on the high ground. They'll be safe. They'll be fine attacking next. But they need to get some value out of this blade. They need to get some value out of self-destruct in the primal. Otherwise, this push is going to be their last, and the series will be over. Stealth Destruct comes out, doesn't get any value, just zones out a little bit. There is the Dragon Blade. The hack onto Jade was big, but still is able to get that stun out. Garito not getting any value out of that. Yes, Titanium has the Primal Rage, but that stall will likely not be enough. They do get kill on Koloyaro, which is something, but Karma being shattered, they're just being pulled up in the graph once again. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, and this looks like a very strong hold for Team Exodus. They're able to pull this one out. Was looking a little bit shaky on their tech here and there, but all in all, for win the series, you cannot be mad about that one. Well done to Team Exodus. I mean, definitely showing up, playing very well. White Tigers gave them a run for the money at times. It's definitely not a clear-cut victory at that. The scoreline doesn't clearly reflect it, especially Ilios was very close. But in the end, it's just going to be Team Exodus walking away with the 4-0 victory. And in the end, you're just going to be looking to the map differential. So they're going to be happy about that one. Going up 4-0. There's a nice win in the OCC. And yeah, that looks like it's going to be a happy one. So yeah, that's all I really have for you today, guys. That was Gibraltar. That was a nice series and 4-0 win from Team Exodus. GG's to all the teams. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. This was the Onomatopoeia Community Cup, and I've been Man of Class. If you want to follow us, we're also obviously on Twitter, also through Zonk Esports. That's what we're brought by. And for now, I've been Man of Class. Follow me on Twitter, Man of Class OW. Sorry for the plug. And once again, hope to see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry about the quality of everything. I had to do everything alone, but I hope it was enjoyable nonetheless. Everyone, have a good night. Congratulations to Team Exodus. And we'll see you guys in the next one.